Hey everybody, this is Puga, and I'm back with another game I played on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. Now, recently I've heard people complain, why aren't you using Gothitelle in these games? It's one of the best decks. I just want to see it get played and see a game with it. So, the reason that is because Reuniclus is so painful to use. Gothitelle is a slow deck, and you know, Reuniclus, every time you use damage swap, you have to move one damage counter at a time, so it takes forever. So I finally got a game where A, it's worth watching, and B, there's not too much damage swapping going on. So here we go. Facing off against Curran actually, who is a former world champion, national champion, all that good stuff. That was in the senior and junior divisions, but he's now a master. He I think he made top 16 at U.S. Nationals, so he's doing very well in Masters still, and we're gonna have a cool game here. So, as you can see, something a little off about my Gothitelle deck is I run Magnezone. Reason being, you need some way to refill your hand, otherwise the deck kind of fizzles out after a while. So, I'm running a Magnezone line as well, in addition to the Gothitelle and Reuniclus lines. It's kind of clunky to get a third stage 2 in there, but once you get Magnezone out, the deck starts working a little better. So, I actually decided to start with Reshiram, just in case Magnemite got knocked out, because I want that Magnezone to come out by any means necessary. I just need that to get into play, because as you can see, my hand is worthless. I have nothing beyond this Magnezone, so I need to get it out and draw a new hand. Now, Curran has a pretty strong start. You know, collected for 2 Yanmas and a Cleffa, communication for a Magnemite. Now he's going to play a switch to Cleffa, and he's going to get an Eek off on the first turn, so he should be fine to set up for the most part, as long as he doesn't draw poorly off of the Eek. So, now I draw another worthless card, so I'm going to attach, and I'm going to pass, and that will be the extent of my first turn. So, gotta say, not looking too great for my side right now. I do have that Magnezone option, which will help out quite a bit once I get that into play. As long as I don't get judged or anything like that, my hand should be fine. So, we'll have to see what Curran's hand is like off of the Eek. Looks like he catches out Magnemite, and here's a Juniper. So this could be a lot of trouble. If he gets a Yanmega and Sonic booms that Magnemite, I might just straight up lose the game. I have nothing in my hand. I have no way to draw new cards. And he's going to play a Junk Arm here. So we'll see what that means. There's a lot of stuff in his discard. Gets rid of Juniper and a Collector. He's getting back communication. So initially I'm thinking fine. But then it kind of hits me, wait. What if he has a rare candy in his hand and he's about to grab that card? So I was thinking I was safe because he played his hand so low, he couldn't match my hand size to attack with Yanmega. But now we have a rare candy, Magnezone. Uh-oh. Now what? Turn 2 Magnezone, and my hand's not the greatest in the world, so how am I going to go about this? How can I possibly win? Well, it's only the second turn, so I don't want to bury myself too early and think I can't win, but this is a pretty deep hole to get out of. It won't be as bad if Magnemite survives this turn, obviously. But here we see another Junk Arm. Usually you don't want to burn through your resources like this when you're playing a deck, but in this case, I am using Gothitelle, so the fact that he's using so many Junk Arms and getting rid of so many trainers early on is actually pretty beneficial, because he won't have those to clog his hand later on in the game. So, here we have communication again, and a second Magnezone. So, turn 2, he's going to have 2 Magnezones in play, and he's just going to be able to draw through his deck like there's no tomorrow. I mean, you can see the complete contrast of our situations here. He has 2 Magnezones out turn 2, and my Magnemite might not survive, and I have a handful of worthless junk, so that's kind of where I am at this point. As you can see, he's already down to 23 cards on his second turn. I have 46 cards in my deck. That's not right. So, he actually draws the Yanmega off of the magnetic draw as well. So here I'm thinking, well, this is going to be a quick one. I don't know what to do here unless I top deck. So I draw my card and hey, Cleffa, what's up? So I draw Cleffa, immediately attach to Rush Ram, retreat. And there we go. Eek. I could also catch her out Magnezone if I wanted to. You know, it's a good way to buy time. I figure I might as well because he's actually played a switch and 2 junk arms already. So this is a good way to buy a turn. And it's a good way to force Magnezone active before he wants it out there. One of the ways you would win this matchup as Gothitelle is to make your opponent run out of energy to Lost Burn. You don't want to give them too many prizes for linear attack. Otherwise, they'll just be able to use Lost Burn with Magnezone probably 1 or 2 times, and then they just win the game. You have Pokemon like Solosis, and, well, Solosis and Cleffa right now are the 2 big ones. So, those would be the ones that would get picked off by Yanmega. But right now I see I got judged, and my hand was good, and now it's this. 2 Solosis, Gothitelle, Junk Arm. So really I have to pray that he does not have a Junk Arm for a switch here. This is my only hope. If this Cleffa gets knocked out, I'm going to lose 100% of the time. So he used Magnetic Draw. He's not playing anything quickly, so alright, cool. I'm alright. So I'm going to put down Cleffa and then 2 Solosis. I don't know if I should do that, but I guess it doesn't hurt to thin out your hand, or thin out cards in the deck so you can draw useful things for later. So now Cleffa stays asleep. The reason this is such a risk is that he could get a switch and then play a Judge and knock out a Solosis with linear attack with Yanmega, and then if I don't draw a way to evolve the other Solosis, he's going to get another free prize, and then the Cleffa is going to be another free prize for linear attack. So it's just something you got to be wary of. Now here he plays Juniper, which I think might be a mistake. You can see he discarded 2 energy and the Jirachi, so he wasted a lot of resources just drawing a new hand. I mean, he didn't really need to get a new hand this turn immediately, so maybe that was a mistake, and he didn't even get a catcher out of it. So I gotta say that's kind of questionable on his part, but hey, he's still pretty far ahead. He's got a full setup, and I've got this. I do have a Twins. This is going to be my redeeming factor here. So I have to figure out what I want to take here. I could go for Rare Candy Gothitelle. Yeah, it looks like that's what I'm doing. I have a second Twins in my hand. That's why it's so nice, this hand here. So I get a Duosion just so I can evolve it and have it free from any sort of linear attack shenanigans. I will need to get Reuniclus eventually. I don't know if I needed to do it this turn, but it feels safe. So I'm just going to promote a Gothitelle to shut off trainers using Magic Room, and I'm going to pass. And I'm going to say, hey, if you want to knock this out, you got to burn 3 energy to do it. So good luck. And he might run out of energy if he does this. Something interesting I didn't really mention before he benched a Roselia. Not sure what that's really for. I know he plays Psychic Energy, so obviously Roserade's going to be in here. But I'm not sure what the poison actually helps. Roserade's energy signal, when you attach a Psychic, it poisons the defending Pokemon. So I'm not sure what that's actually used for, but it's something I gotta watch out for, I guess. So now, what do I do from here? You know, I have a Twins, but not much else. Geez, what do you do here? You could Twins for Rare Candy Gothitelle, maybe survive a turn. I might Twins for a Gothitelle and then Junk Arm for Rare Candy. And then I get Gothitelle and then a Supporter. So I guess I would get Copycat here and just kind of hope. This is kind of why I had Magnezone in the deck. You get these weird spots where you can get a Gothitelle out, and then you just have nothing else. So that's what you're going to see here. I get Gothitelle, Junk Arm away the 2 Psychics, which kind of hurt, but I do play Energy Retrieval so I can get them back. And then I get a Rare Candy. I'm gonna rare candy to Gothitelle and pass again. See, there's only one energy on his field, so Lost Burn, not really an option unless he does something like a Seeker, and then drops a Pachirisu, or, well, Jirachi's already in his discard pile, so that's a possibility too, but only if he played a second Jirachi for some reason. So, here we are, I'm stuck at one card, and he actually decides to judge, which I don't really agree with. You know, my hand was one card. Why would you judge there? You give me a fresh hand. That card could be absolute junk. So he gave me 4 new cards, and now maybe I'll have something to work with. Who knows? I'm still in a really bad spot. I have not even attacked this game. I have no energy on my board besides the one on the active. A Lost Burn will take down this this Gothitelle, and then what? So, really, I have to hope that he just runs out of energy eventually. I'm going to have to try to get another Gothitelle into play, and then hope he runs out of energy. Maybe he can't draw into him. Maybe he'll deck out. He's only got 11 cards, so this game is far from over, but I'm still not in a good spot. So, here I get a Collector. That's a fortunate top deck. I'll be able to get Magnemite and 2 Gothitas. Yep. The only thing I really need there is the Gothita, but I have a Communication in my hand. I actually have 2. So I'm going to need extra Pokemon to shuffle in, because I'm going to need a Gothitelle next turn. I assume he'll Lost Burn here. So this is kind of the trap he got stuck in. He had that early Magnezone. He had 2 Magnezones turn 2 and a Yanmega. And he got stuck with Magnezone active because I captured it out. And he didn't draw into his Switch. Well, in this case it was Junk Arm, because he had already played Switch. So he didn't draw into a Junk Arm, and now Magnezone is stuck. It has a 3 retreat cost. The only way he can move it to the bench is to retreat it, and it costs 3 to retreat. So, with Magic Room in effect, Gothitelle's ability, there's really nothing he can do besides attack with Magnezone. So, if he runs out of energy, what's he gonna do? That's all there is to it. So, at this point, I just have to limit the number of knockouts he can get. So, here, he has Magnezone. He'll be able to get 1 more Magnezone knockout for sure. I assume there's 3 more energy in his deck. So, he'll be able to get that. And then, where do we go from there? I have that Cleffa. That's going to be a free linear attack prize no matter what. I mean, it's going to be there. I can't avoid it. And that's just the reality of it. So, the only other thing I can do is evolve Solosis. So that way, that's not a linear attack prize too. So I'm going to have to rare candy that one into Reuniclus, taking away all linear attack prizes, and leaving him just with the Cleffa, and then just with 1 more Lost Burn knockout, and hope he runs out of energy. He's already burned 6 with Lost Burn. That's just the reality of it. He's used 6 of them. There's actually 2 in his discard because he played Juniper earlier. So, here I'm just going to be building up a Gothitelle, hoping for the best. And there's not much else I can do. So, I actually decided to end my turn because I feel like I don't need to Twins that turn. There's no cards I need immediately, and there's a chance he could judge me. So, no reason to just play the Twins and lose it. You know. So here I'll probably play Twins, or maybe just Communication for Gothitelle. So I am fairly fortunate this game that no Gothitelles were prized. So as we can see here, I'll be able to get that into play. This will be my 4th Gothitelle. So even though my opponent had such a good start and mine was a lot of junk, I was able to recover, which I'm very fortunate to be able to have that. So now at this point, he has to figure out, what do I do? I have 6 energy in my Lost Zone. There are 2 in my discard. That's 8 gone. He's going to have to burn 3 more to knock out another Gothitelle. So, where does he want to commit his energy to? I'm sure he doesn't play too many more. I mean, if you add it up, and he says you have way too many Gothitelle. If you add it up, you can actually see there's 6 in his Lost Zone, 2 in his discard, then there's 3 more he has to Lost Burn. That'll be 11 energy gone. So, most decks do not run too many more than 11 energy. Sometimes you can run 12, very rarely 13, but even if he had 13 energy, that's not enough to Lost Burn for another Gothitelle knockout. He's gonna be down 11 energy after he Lost Burns another Gothitelle. So this is the situation I'm in. It looked really bad at the beginning, but you know, this is what happens when you get Magnezone stuck in the active position. You just run out of stuff. You just can't attack because he's stuck. So here I'm getting another Twins. I actually want to start using Gothitelle to just do a 50 to Magnezone. I want to force him to actually attack me. I need to force him to burn the energy. I can't just let him sit there forever. And he has to act now, otherwise he loses all of those energy and he's just going to lose anyway. So at this point, I'm feeling actually pretty good about my spot. Even though I'm down 3 prizes, he's kind of in a lock. What can he do from here? Well, he gets a Roserade. Still not sure what that's for, but he gets a Roserade. He doesn't have an energy. His hand is clogged from all the trainers, I think, and he has to pass. So that is a very strange turn of events, to say the least. Now, here I have to figure out what I want to do. Now that I realized he's only going to take he's only got 1 Lost Burn at most in him. He actually doesn't have any Lost Burns left, I don't think. I'm going to take out these 2 energy off Magnezone. That'll be 10 energy gone. Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to Lost Burn for a knockout again, so I actually don't have to worry about giving up too many linear attack prizes anymore. I can give up Cleffa and Solosis and I'll be fine with it, I think. So I have to decide, is it worth the risk? Do I junk on for Rare Candy? And I say no. And here I am, just going to use Mad Kinesis and take my first knockout. As you can see, we are, well, something like 18 minutes into the game, I take my first knockout. So here, I actually realize, wait, I do need to Rare Candy that Reuniclus just to be safe. I don't want to give up linear attack prizes like that, so I take back the evolution, Rare Candy into Reuniclus, and it's going to be all I really need at this point. Because, you know, something else is, in order to attack with Yanmega, he's going to need to match my hand size, and his hand is fairly large. So he would either have to Judge or Copycat. I know he's played quite a few of them so far. He also plays Juniper, so I'm not sure how many Copycat and Judge he plays. So here we're going to see, can he match my hand size even? If not, I'm just going to keep using Mad Kinesis over and over. You know, there's not too much stuff I need anymore. I can just attack, damage swap, and that's all I need at this point. I save the Junk Arm just in case I need a catcher. That's about it. But here, all I'm going to do is Mad Kinesis every turn, and this is Gothitelle. This is how strong it is when it gets set up. As we can see, I also draw Seeker. That's going to let me pick up Cleffa. So, at this point, I am feeling like I actually might win the game. He's going to get Roserade, poison me with Energy Signal. I'm still confused on that. You have to explain that one to me someday, Curran. So he'll poison me with that, and I'm not sure that's going to actually do anything, though. You know, the poison doesn't really do anything that would make me scared, I don't think. So, I can still damage swap it off if I'm scared about it, but, yeah, I don't see what that extra poison damage is going to do anytime soon. So, again, I'm just going to move the energy, Mad Kinesis. I'll take some poison damage, which is pretty annoying, but it's not a big deal. So here, he's stuck. He doesn't have any energy. What can he do? He can linear attack with Yanmega, he can Sonic Boom with Yanmega, but I can just damage swap to other places and make sure Gothitelle never gets knocked out. That's the cruel situation he's in right now. He got so far ahead, he had such an explosive start, and now we're here and he can't really do anything anymore. This is what Gothitelle really does. You know, it falls behind early on, but then it takes advantage of Magic Room, which shuts off your opponent's trainers, shuts off cards like Pokemon Catcher, Plus Power, etc. And then you use Damage Swap to just move damage off. And then you still have access to trainers like Max Potion to heal damage, like Pokemon Catcher, Switch, all that stuff. You can play trainers, just your opponent can't. So, have I been saying Pokebody for Magic Room? I think it's an ability. I apologize if I've been doing that wrong. Magic Room is an ability, so it doesn't get shut off by special conditions or anything like that. Actually, there aren't any cards that shut off abilities to this point, so... Magic Room is very strong. It's like Vileplume, but it's one-sided. You know, Vileplume, very strong. The advantage of Gothitelle is you can still play your own trainers, which is actually very, very strong to be able to play catcher when your opponent can't. So, here, he's just stuck with Yanmega, Yanma, Magnemite, Roserade, and I have 2 fully powered Gothitelles. I don't think I'm going to lose anytime soon. And, he actually linear attacks Gothitelle. It's probably a misclick. He said, whoops. So, I don't think it would have made too much of a difference. At this point, I'm just going to be able to, you know, kind of run him over. There's not much you can do. So, I'm actually going to retreat. Just because that poison damage is getting annoying. Then I'm going to put an energy on the active. Let's damage swap. In this situation, I should actually... I don't know if it matters where I put the damage. Something interesting is you can put 20 on Cleffa because if it gets linear attacked, you know, it's going to get knocked out either way. So putting 20 damage on it doesn't matter. You actually kind of save yourself 20 damage if you put 20 on the Cleffa and it gets linear attacked. So that's something I should think about doing. But I don't think it matters at this point. I have him locked pretty badly. There's no way he's going to overwhelm me with damage. I have Seeker to Seeker up Reshiram, so that'll remove 120 from my field. I have a Junk Arm for Max Potion if I need that. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I got plenty of places to move damage. Gothitelle's going to be rolling through him. There's no way he can knock me out in one hit anymore, and this is just the situation that decks get into against Gothitelle. Now, as you can see, damage swap is kind of annoying on PTCGO. You gotta move it one by one by one. So every time I want to move 70 damage, I gotta click Reuniclus, damage swap, click to move the damage counter, click to move it to the Pokemon. So that's 4 clicks every time I just want to move a single damage counter. And I hope this gets fixed soon because it's actually fairly annoying. So here I'm just moving damage around. Something I have to be careful about is not to put too much damage on stuff. Because if let's say I put 90 on Reshiram, well then it's got 40 hit points left. And he can actually knock that out with linear attack. So that's something I have to be careful about. That's pretty much the only thing I have to be careful about at this point. So, he takes I'd Mad Kinesis for another knockout. And now he's just left with the 1 Yanmega, no attackers really, 2 cards left in his deck. And something I'm doing is not playing cards. I want to not play any cards from my hand because in order to match my hand size, he would have to play a copycat or something to get an extra card from his deck into his hand. And if that's the case, he's going to deck out. The only other way he would match my hand size is through Judge. And, well, he's played 3, I think, already. He's played a bunch, so he just can't match my hand size anymore. And Gothitelle is just going to attack, and it's going to be game over. So we came from that scary start where there was nothing in my hand. And I top-decked the Cleffa. I got the Eek. He had turn 2 double Magnezone, Yanmega, and I had a whole lot of nothing, but I drew just enough stuff to just draw a Gothitelle. I got the Rare Candy Gothitelle, shut off trainers with Magic Room. He knocked out a Gothitelle, I got another one. He knocked out another one, I got another one. And at that point, he hit the wall. There was not enough energy for him to draw. The trainer lock messed up his hand. Clunk clumped up his hand with trainers so much that he couldn't use Magic Room, or he couldn't use Magnetic Draw efficiently. So here he sends up Roserade, and there's two ways I can win. I can pass, because he ran out of cards in his deck, or I can get an energy. So I'm going to Junk Arm, or I can Catcher. I'm going to Junk Arm for Catcher, so I'll take a prize victory. I don't think I even noticed that he ran out of cards when I was playing this game. So I just get a Catcher on Magnemite, and Magnesis for the last prize. So what do you know? I ended up winning. It looked ugly at the start, but I just played with what I had. Eventually, I grinded out a win. So here you can see how strong Gothitelle is. If you're facing a Gothitelle deck, don't get overconfident because you took the first few prizes, because that's just how the deck works. It falls behind early, and then it takes advantage of its Magic Room ability and Reuniclus. You know, it's very similar to Ross Coffin's Vileplume Reuniclus deck that focuses on not getting knocked out in one hit. So once that lock gets set up, you know, the game's just sort of over because you can't knock him out in one hit, and Damage Swap just keeps healing damage off. So Gothitelle's a very strong deck. Hope you saw that here. Hope you enjoyed the game. You know, just leave me some feedback in the comments if you got anything to say. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with more videos soon for sure. I got this nice little new microphone, so I'm excited to do some more commentaries. I got a bunch of games lined up, so there will be more soon. Other than that, that's all I got for now, so take care everybody, and I'll see you next time.